Welcome back to the Cossy Ask the channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to brand new video. We've got some big breaking news on Viktor Gyokeres. The striker is moving to London. He has just sold his home in Portugal. 99.99% the deal is done, but Arsenal are getting a little bit agitated and frustrated by Sporting. According to Romano, they're trying to debate over every single detail, and Arsenal are looking at the time. They're very, very time cautious, and they're getting furious, and they're getting a little bit agitated, but the deal is 99.99 done. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's dive into the latest on Viktor Gyokeres. What is the latest development? I mean, even if the two clubs are still huddling and haggling over a few things, things are actually developing as the player is now moving to London away from Portugal. Now, this is according to CNN in Portugal. They've just confirmed right there that Viktor Gyokeres is moving his furniture from his home in Portugal. He's actually leaving that home. He's leaving it behind. And as CNN Portugal also confirming that Gyokeres is moving furniture from his home. Right there, you can see the pictures on your screen. There is a van outside his home, and he's moving furniture out of that house. He's gonna be letting go of that property, and then moving to a new location, which is London. Now, Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted this out as well. Sorry about that. That's about Joe Palinha, isn't it? Fabrizio said that Viktor Gyokeres' agents remain in London for the fourth day since January, with Arsenal and Sporting, working on agreeing add-ons in a very, very, in a very, very high intense meeting. Every single minute, things are happening and negotiations are actually going on. The Gunners are unhappy with Sporting, who are ever fighting on every single detail. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. Talks ongoing. The agent of the player is still in London for the fourth consecutive day, right? But right at the moment, Arsenal and Sporting are still working on the final agreement on add-ons. Now, Sporting obviously are saying we've got to analyze every single detail. Don't rush us. We want to take our time. We want to analyze and we want to scrutinize every single detail of the deal. Obviously, they can take their time. It's their player. He's under contract for another 3 years, and he's got a release clause of 100 million euros. But if you've agreed to sell, why are you making it difficult for the player to move? If you've agreed to sell the player to us, if you've agreed that Gyokeres is going to be an Arsenal player, why are you making it difficult for us? Why are they, why are they really doing this to us? We don't have time. We want this guy to be part of the preseason, and they're just keeping the deal on hold. Now, what I think this is what I want to say first, right? The deal is done. Because when you look at the developments that have actually happened ever since, the first story broke, it shows you that Viktor Gyokeres is an Arsenal player. It shows you that Gyokeres is going to be an Arsenal player wearing an Arsenal shirt very soon. First and foremost, players don't refuse to train out of the blue. He knew that Arsenal were willing to pay the money. He knew that Sporting would eventually find an agreement with Arsenal. He was just trying to add some fuel to the fire. It was as simple as that. And I told you, Gyokeres doesn't reject Manchester United and reject Juventus, two of Europe's biggest juggernauts, for him to just, be in suspense. He knew that Arsenal were going to come for him. He had assurances and he had guarantees that he's going to be an Arsenal player. Okay, that was phase one. Now, phase two, the player, before an agreement is struck between the two clubs, the player refuses to train. Again, that is pure confidence. That is real confidence from Viktor Gyokeres. And he knows, Arsenal are going to come for me. I don't need to train with you guys. I don't need to be part of your preseason. Arsenal are going to come for me, right? They're going to sign me. I am sure of that. I am 100% sure of that. And then an agreement was struck between the two clubs, 63.5 million plus 10 million euros and add-ons, right? But this is what I'm thinking, because I don't know what's going on in those negotiation chambers, and I am angry at both parties. I'm not going to be angry at Sporting only. I'm angry at both parties, right? Arsenal, you've agreed to pay 10 million euros in add-ons, which is not going to be paid up front, obviously. Why aren't you just getting this deal done out of the way? Why don't we get this deal done out of the way? The quicker we were to sign Madueke, I am so surprised that this Gyokeres deal is taking even more time. Madueke, who could be a fringe player, Madueke, who could be a backup to Saka, Madueke, who is not as important as a centre forward, took 48 hours between the first bid and the second bid and medicals. 3 days were enough for medicals, media duties, announcement, and everything. He's not yet announced, but he's signed his contract. And then for Gyokeres, a number 9 that the manager has said, I really need a number 9. I really need a striker that can come in and do the job. How long are we taking? How long? We are taking week after week after week. Like, this deal started on the first day of July. And now where are we? We are on July the 17th, 2 days before preseason kicks in. And yeah, right? We are unsure. No, we are not really unsure, but we have failed to get it over the line over a few add-ons. That's why I'm angry with Arsenal. Because if it was like 10 million in fixed fees, which means that paid in guarantees, what, maybe I would have been understanding. But these are add-ons. Just agree through the structure of these guys. Let's get this deal out of the way. We bloody want to pay 73.5 million after all. Let's get it out of the way. It's as simple as that. This is a very important signing. This is a very, very huge change to Mikel Arteta's setup. Gyokeres is not a simple change. We can't go into preseason. We only have 5 games. He's got to be part of 4 out of 5, if not 5 out of 5 of those games. So I'm a little bit angry with Arsenal for that. Like, we have wasted time over some little nitty-gritties. Listen, I don't have a problem with Arsenal really over-negotiating. Just, why didn't you over-negotiate for Madueke? Hello? Because you felt that this guy is probably real value. And Gyokeres is real value. Gyokeres is real value. Even if anyone in the data team and Arsenal says, Gyokeres might not be real value, he is real value. We all know he's real value. Don't even waste time getting this deal done. So with Arsenal, I'm a little bit disappointed that we've just allowed Sporting to have fun. Now, with Sporting, this is what they're trying to do, right? Sporting's president, Federico Varandas, knows that this is a done deal. And Gyokeres knows that this is a done deal. And everyone involved in the deal knows that this is a done deal. But they're trying to punish Gyokeres. They're trying to show him, we hold the keys, we hold the power, you are our player, and we can delay the deal. It is absolutely childish. Absolutely childish. Let the damn man go. Sign the goddamn deal, and let us get it out of the way. It is so childish what they're doing. Like, really childish. They're trying to show Gyokeres, we have the keys. We can sell you this week, or we can sell you next week. We have agreed a fee with Arsenal to sell. Now, let's talk add-ons. Calm down. The players said goodbye. The players refused to come to training. He's packed his bags. He sold his house. He sold his furniture. He's out of the house. But Sporting is saying, okay, you don't have permission from us to go to London. You don't have permission from us to do medicals. So if it didn't require the permission of Sporting for Viktor Gyokeres to do medicals, I bet those medicals would be done by now. Like, I can really bet those medicals would be done right now. But because it requires the permission of Sporting are like, we've not given you permission yet. And their excuse, they're still talking about like 5 million add-ons, which Arsenal, by the way, have agreed to pay. Arsenal are not saying we won't pay those add-ons. They just want the terms and conditions of the deal. And Sporting could easily agree to this. Easily, right? Because 5 million is very easy and achievable. If he comes in, plays 20 games, you get your 5 million, okay? But they're making the other 5 million very difficult to show Gyokeres, we are your bosses. We are your gods in this deal. I can tell you this, and it's surprising. But I can tell you this, that Sporting, if it was any other, sporting direct like Jean-Michel Aulas at Lyon, or Aurelio De Laurentiis at Napoli, they could break this deal over some add-ons, because we know Aurelio De Laurentiis is some fucked up nigger. He will tell you, no, right? He will tell you no. You're giving me what? How much? For who? No, right? 5 million is the difference, and I don't like the terms and conditions. No, because I remember recently, Galatasaray sent in an offer, and Galatasaray wanted to pay 75 million euros, but the structure of that 70 million euros was, the problem for Galatasaray. And Aureli De Laurentiis told them, guys, don't joke with me. I need 40 million in my bank account. And then after that, the 30 million should be guaranteed as well. The 35 should be guaranteed as well. So this is Sporting trying to fight their war by, just sending pain to Gyokeres and telling him, calma, we've got the keys. We shall let you go when we want. But do these guys know that we don't have time? Do these guys know why we went for Gyokeres in the first place? Right? Do they know? We went for Viktor Gyokeres in the first place because we need a prolific striker to work with under the new project, under Phase 5. We went for Viktor Gyokeres in the second place because Benjamin Sesko became impossible to sign and the deal became impossible to do. Do these guys really know? Right? Sorry. Do these guys really know why we went for Gyokeres? Do these guys really know that we don't have time? Do these guys really know that Arsenal are busy? Do these guys really know that we are going into the season that's going to define what Arsenal are? We're going into the season of a lifetime. We're going into the make or break season. We're going into the season of deal or no deal. We're going into that season. Do these guys know? Does Sporting know the amount of pressure we as Arsenal fans have, Mikel Arteta is having, and the backroom staff and the players? Do they really know? They don't. Clearly they don't. They're playing some simple-minded war with one player, and they're hurting a whole strategy for a whole club. And Arsenal have just put themselves in a situation where you've got no choice. You have already shown the whole world that you're only willing to pay as high as 73 million euros. So no one is like, okay, Ekitike, Frankfurt are like, no way. There is no way we're giving you Ekitike for peanuts. Sesko, no way, no chance. Who else? Osimhen, no chance. Okay, so we have nailed ourselves to the Gyokeres cross. We have nailed ourselves into the Gyokeres coffin. It's not a bad situation, really, if you think about it, but it is Sporting and Verandas, that president of theirs, that is trying to make this an ugly situation. It is not an ugly situation. Player never wanted to play for you. You have an agreement with them. Let him go. Bloody hell. You said you'd sell him for 70 million euros. We are now into 73 million euros. And then you're like, yeah. Like, what the hell is going on? I can tell you that there was an agreement between these two parties. And you know why? Because Arsenal just added 3.5 million to the initial 70 million euros that was agreed. These guys are just being greedy. These guys are just trying to play some simple-minded mind games. It's getting frustrating. It's getting frustrating. Because now, today is Thursday, 17th. When do Arsenal fly out for preseason? Right? When do we fly out for preseason? We fly out for preseason on 19th. That is Friday, Saturday. Okay, let's say this guy does medicals on Sunday. And it's not a must that he has to fly with the team, okay? So he does medicals on Friday or Saturday and Sunday. Then he joins up with the team on 20th, right? That is Monday, right? It's just 3 days for us to play our first game against AC Milan. But if this guy had signed this week, joined training this week, because this deal was agreed on Sunday. This deal was agreed on Sunday. And that's what I'm trying to say, that why don't you let the player go? A deal was agreed on Sunday. You agreed to sell him on Sunday. Just let him go. Because they're causing so much pain for Arsenal. And for us, we are not even concerned. I'm sorry. We are not even concerned in their noses. We are not even concerned. Because Arsenal have never told Gyokeres to strike. We've never told him to do that. We've wanted a striker. Gyokeres was available. Sporting made sure we know that, and the whole world knew that. We went in with the right bid. They accepted, and now they're wasting our time. They're trying to focus on every detail. It's bloody 5 million. So it's for me, it's two ways to the coin, right? The player has done his due diligence. I can't blame Gyokeres in any way, shape, or form. He's done his due diligence with his management. It is now Arsenal to say, let's just agree the deal and get it out of the way. Or it's about Sporting to say, okay, let's leave the negotiation room. You're not going to get 100 million by selling Gyokeres only. Like Sporting, you can sell Goncalo Inacio, you can sell Marcus Edwards, you can sell what's his name? Pedro Almeida. What is he called? Pedro Almeida, right? You have so many players you can sell, and you've sold a couple of players in the past as well. So maybe you have some money, money in the bank account. Let's get this over with, please. Everybody is tired.